Yo, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy lampzay back again with another video, and today I'm going to be ranking the top 10 in the 2019 Ballon d'Or. Now, this isn't a predictions video. This is just solely on the fact that if I was a selector and placing out of this 30-man shortlist and putting 10 players in the top 10. So, if that makes sense to you guys. Now, I know that these kind of videos can cause a lot of debate and can be quite controversial at times, so I do apologize if I do miss someone that you love, or if I've put someone higher than they should be, etc, etc. So please don't hit me really hard here, but just let me know in the comment section below who you disagree and agree with, and don't forget to hit that like button because it does help the channel out a lot, and also do not forget to subscribe because I'm going to be obviously smashing some content out over the next few months. But nonetheless, guys, let's just jump straight into it. Now, at number 10, I'm starting off really strong and bold here. I've got Ballon in the number 10 spot. Now, I feel like goalkeepers in the modern day are sort of underappreciated in some aspects, because when you think of Ballon d'Or, you think of pretty much goals and assists. And I feel like that's so wrong on so many levels, because there's so much more to it. And especially to a goalkeeper, it's so hard. The mental strain is ridiculous. Like, I'm coming from past experience here. But honestly, guys, Ballon has been amazing over the last 12 months, especially moving to Liverpool from Roma. He's been absolutely extraordinary. He's pretty much beaten Edison out of the Brazilian squad, and honestly, he got 33 clean sheets and 59 appearances last season, and that is just a phenomenal effort. Like, when you think about it, 33 games where he didn't concede a goal, like, that's unheard of, especially with all the attacking threat in Europe right now. It's just insane. And to be fair, Liverpool needed a goalkeeper. That was the final piece of their puzzle that they needed to fix up ever since Karius and Mignolet. Obviously not the greatest. Karius wasn't too bad, but after being dogged, he needed to find a new place. And obviously Ballon coming in for big money, and honestly, he has delivered on pretty much all cylinders. He's an amazing goalkeeper, great with his feet. Obviously had a little bit of a shaky start, but honestly was fantastic, and obviously was one of the main reasons why Liverpool got up to win the Champions League. So that's why I've got Ballon in the number 10 spot. Now, in the number 9 spot, I've got Dusan Tadic. Now, I feel like this bloke has been flying under the radar over the last 12 to 14 months. He's pretty much revamped his whole career ever since joining Ajax from Southampton. If you are a Premier League fan, you know Southampton have always struggled, but Dusan Tadic has always been the shining star of that team, and the boy has got so much talent, and we're now seeing it at Ajax. I just knew if he got a really good move, he would shine so well, and honestly, he was phenomenal last season. Was a huge contributor to the way that Ajax played last season. Obviously, semi-final in the Champions League, absolutely amazing. 39 goals and 23 assists last season, which is absolutely insane, and obviously scoring double digits already this season, and already double digits in assists as well. This boy is just cleaning up this season as well. It's just absolutely amazing, and I feel like this boy deserves a lot of recognition. I know he's only playing in the Dutch league, but honestly, when you're playing that good, you've got the attention, and I just really do hope that this man gets a lot more recognition in the years to come. So Dusan Tadic at the number 9 spot. Now, at the number 8 spot, I feel like was the biggest dog move in FIFA 20 history. It is Robert Lewandowski, and what I mean by that is he got a downgrade, guys. I cannot believe that this man got a downgrade. Absolutely insane. Not that I really care anymore because I don't play the game, because it just causes me too much stress and anger, but we're not talking about FIFA here. Lewandowski, absolutely a brilliant striker. I honestly believe he's the best out-and-out striker in the world. I know you can think of Ronaldo and Messi, but they're not out-and-out strikers because they play on the wings as well. So when you're playing centrally all the time, it is Robert Lewandowski for me. 32 goals and 9 assists last season. Easily the best striker in the world, I believe, at this present time. Absolutely killing it for Bayern Munich this year as well. He's just racking up awards, and honestly, the Polish hammer just continues to get better. He's like fine wine. He's just an absolute beast. So I'm really glad that Lewandowski is still scoring a lot of goals. Obviously, last season, Bayern Munich were in a little bit of trouble at the start of the year, but then ended up winning the Bundesliga anyway. And obviously, the Bundesliga is really tight this year, and obviously, Robert Lewandowski is going to help them out immensely. So, Robert Lewandowski in my number 8 spot. Now, in my number 7 spot, we're going back to Ajax. It is Frenkie de Jong, obviously the next generation midfielder and pretty much the future for Barcelona. He is an absolute jet, and it just makes me think how good that Ajax manager is, because so many good players come out of that team. But Frenkie de Jong, he is an absolute complete midfielder. I feel like this boy can do anything, and obviously stats-wise it's not that amazing, but it's like N'Golo Kante. We know what he brings to the pitch, and it's the same with Frenkie de Jong. He can defend, he can attack, he can pass the ball. He's just awesome. His positioning is amazing. He can play in multiple different positions because he can play at CDM, he can play at cam, and he can play in the central midfield. You can probably play him as a left or a right midfielder as well. So because he's got the pace, he's got a decent amount of strength, and obviously that will grow as the years come. But honestly, I can see this boy winning a Ballon d'Or in the next 4 to 5 years because we know midfielders can win it as long as you can put your mind to it. Like, honestly, Frenkie de Jong is an absolute baller, and I really do hope he continues to get that recognition as long as he does play at the top of his level. So Frenkie de Jong there in number 7. Now, the number 6 spot, I have Raheem Sterling. Now, I'm so glad this boy is getting a lot more recognition now than he has been over the last couple of years, because this boy is improving every year, and especially with all the stuff that he's going through, especially with all the racism and all that sort of stuff, how he's kept composed and kept a cool head has been amazing. And honestly, he's just a great advocate now, and he's a star, and he's an inspiration to so many people in the world, and I respect Raheem Sterling so much. And 29 goals and 15 appearances last season was absolutely insane. Helped Man City out so hard last year with all the goals that he scored, because like honestly, Man City were a force last year and they won 3 trophies. It was absolutely unreal. Sterling just bags goals all the time, and honestly this year he's playing really good football as well. Could possibly be PFA Player of the Year as well for the Premier League, as long as he stays on top of his game. But obviously rotation can hurt a little bit because Pep likes to keep his team nice and fit. But honestly, Raheem Sterling, you're an absolute baller. He's an inspiration to not only myself, but to so many people around the world. And I'm just glad that Raheem Sterling just continues to, elevate his levels to the highest possible way. So Raheem Sterling in my number 6 spot. Now, at number 5, I have Sadio Mane. Now, 30 goals and 3 assists last season was absolutely phenomenal. A lot of people probably would have Mohamed Salah in this position, but honestly, I think Sadio Mane is the better out of the two, especially over the last 12 months. This boy works so hard for his goals, works so hard for his team. And like 30 goals is an absolute amazing effort. Now, I know only 3 assists, but honestly, he still plays really hard as a team player, and honestly this boy is so humble. You look at him when they won the Champions League, he was just awesome, and he's just so gifted. And honestly, like, the boy is absolutely amazing. He cares about his team, cares about his family, cares about his home country. I just love it. And Sadio Mane, his work ethic just shows, and he's continually growing as a player. So Sadio Mane has got my number 5 vote here. Now, my number 4 spot, I have Bernardo Silva. Now, 14 goals and 15 assists last season was absolutely phenomenal. Now, in the fact of saying that, Bernardo Silva is continually growing in that Pep side. And obviously, like I said before, there is so much rotation in the Man City side. And for him to still put up those stats is absolutely insane. But the thing is, with Man City last year, I felt like everything ran through him. And boy, oh boy, you could play him in so many different positions, and he would play still at like a 9 and a 10 rating. Like, honestly, he was amazing to watch. It was almost like watching Messi in some aspects of his game last season. And honestly, an absolute talent. I think he was Man City's Player of the Year last year. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I know he did win an award last season. Now, I saw Bleacher Report do a little edit with him, and he was like a little magician on a broom, and it was awesome. So Bernardo Silva, absolutely amazing, continually growing. Obviously, this season hasn't been the greatest, but obviously, when you put expectations like that as from last season, it is a little bit hard to replicate, but obviously still playing great football. Man City are just in a little bit of a slump, but obviously they really do tune up in the middle and the later stages of the year. So Bernardo Silva is my number 4 choice. Now, picks 1 to 3 are going to be the same players. It's just where you want to rank them. But honestly, number 3 is Cristiano Ronaldo. Another change in environment proves once again he can do it anywhere in the world, and that's why I think he's the GOAT. It also showed how reliant Real Madrid have been on Cristiano Ronaldo's presence over the last however so years. But boy oh boy, Ronaldo is just an absolute beast. Obviously it took a little bit of time to get into it, but 21 goals last season was still a phenomenal effort, and the way that he pushed Juventus to win another title was unbelievable. I also do want to mention that Portugal did win the UEFA Nations League as well. I know it's probably a glorified trophy for some people, but a trophy's a trophy, and you're always going to try for it if you've got that chance. And honestly, it's what he has over Messi. He has international trophies, but Cristiano Ronaldo still had an amazing year. Obviously, we put so much expectation on him, and he raises the bar so much. And honestly, I feel like we are sort of taking him for granted at some stages. And honestly, Cristiano Ronaldo is still an absolute GOAT. So that's why I've got him in a number 3 spot. Now, the number 2 spot, I've got Leo Messi. Obviously, 36 goals and 15 assists. Obviously, 12 of those goals coming in 10 games in the UEFA Champions League. Obviously, got to the semis, but obviously won La Liga as well. He's an absolute jet. Like, honestly, I have only just started watching more of Messi over the last 3 or 4 years. Honestly, because I've been a little bit blunt on the fact that I love the Premier League, and it's a little bit harder to watch La Liga here in Australia. But now that I've got the Optus Sport and everything to watch the Champions League, and beIN Sport has now come across to Australian Foxtel, I've been able to watch a lot more of Leo Messi. And boy, oh boy, we all know what he is. Like, what can I say that hasn't been said before? Honestly, he's just beautiful to watch. It's like the game slows down when he's got the ball. But Leo Messi, what an amazing season for Barcelona. I can see them just getting better, and the team's getting better now as well. Honestly, he's amazing. Like, a lot of people will vouch for him to be the GOAT, but honestly, he had another amazing year, and that's why I've got Leo Messi at number 2. Now, the number 1 spot and the Ballon d'Or winner for me, it is Virgil van Dijk, and he's been absolutely amazing ever since coming to Liverpool. And honestly, we knew what he was like when he was at Southampton, and this boy just continues to get better. Now, when I think about Virgil van Dijk, I think of all the people who tweet and go, oh my gosh, like say so-and-so ran past Virgil van Dijk, and everyone's like, oh my god, and all that sort of stuff. And it just makes me think like how good Van Dijk actually is to bring that conversation up. Like, honestly, when have you ever heard anyone being brought up to go, oh, he's dribbled past Van Dijk, and like it's an impossible task? And when you know that, you know you're a really, really good player. And Van Dijk has helped Liverpool out so much, and he's just solidified himself as the best centre-back in the world. And honestly, he's up there with the best in the Premier League. I don't think he's the best ever in the Premier League, but he's getting there. He needs to win a Premier League for Liverpool, but obviously winning the Champions League was a huge effort, and obviously he's still going to get better because, you know, centre-backs always tend to stay out there for a lot longer than some players because, you know, they don't do as much running, but obviously his defensive awareness, his passing, his pace, his strength is absolutely phenomenal. And I just feel like Virgil van Dijk should win it this year. I feel like the Ballon d'Or has been a little bit biased with La Liga players, and I feel like if Messi does win it, I will shout biased once again. And honestly, I feel like we need a change, and I think this is the perfect year for someone other than an attacker. Well, I guess Modric won it last year, but, you know, I do believe that a defender as of Virgil van Dijk's quality does deserve the Ballon d'Or. But that's what I think. Let me know in the comment section below if you agree with me there. I know there's probably a couple of players that you guys probably thought that I missed out and all that sort of stuff, but that's my opinions. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think. Please don't forget to like the video. I really do appreciate all the support, and yeah, don't forget to subscribe as well. But nonetheless, guys, thanks for tuning in, and I'm sorry that I didn't have the face cam on. I fucked it up a few times, and yeah, I got sick of it because the audio wasn't coming through, but I wasn't going to be bothered again. But nonetheless, guys, if you have enjoyed, please give it a like, please subscribe, and I shall see you legends on the next video. Peace.